Morning. Well, here we go for day 2 of working on the pizza oven door project. One of the things that I did after I closed down my general contracting business due to some surgeries, I thought, well, maybe I can go get a low pay, low stress job, because when you're a general contractor it's pretty good pay, but the stress is pretty high. So I thought, well, maybe I'll go to the local neighborhood Home Depot. Turned out I was pretty good at the job, but it was high stress and low pay. And I thought, that doesn't make much sense. I didn't want to be a full-time employee, I wanted to be part-time, and maybe that had something to do with it. But anyway, when I wanted to go to Oshkosh, Wisconsin with my Kitfox airplane.
Apex Tower, experimental 1 Kilo Foxtrot, taxiing up the south ramp for the run-up area, Apex.
2 other guys, I thought I'd need a couple of months of preparation, and so I retired, and they gave me this apron, which is the only way you get to have a Home Depot apron. You can't buy them as a customer. Ergo all the comments from former co-workers who signed the apron in the lunchroom. There's pretty much one to sign every day because the turnover is pretty big. Anyway, enough of the rambling. We're going to try and do a layout this afternoon. I guess I'll set up my little workbenches. Well, the plans call for this to be 24 inches wide and 15 inches tall. I have a 1-inch thick piece of bar that I created yesterday. So first things first, I guess we have to see if this is square. Now what I think I'm going to do is mark out 1-inch gradations. And the other direction. I'm going to grade this out to note that this is the base piece. Oh, what the heck, we'll go back in the other direction as well. Well, here's the grid that I'm going to work off. These are 10 inches to the inside of the door handles. At least I caught it in time. Almost in time. Okay, well now I'm just looking for some points where it might intersect. Well, my attempt to lay out this curve has resulted in what can only be 2 obvious errors. As I was walking over to my bench looking for a batten, it occurred to me that a piece of welding rod might be the perfect match. So to replicate my original marks, 3 off to there, 5 off of there, Alright, first attempt at clamping this. So let's call it there. An interesting first attempt. I just forgot one item. Not sure if I should try and duplicate it by tracing and doubling, or whether I should do this, but I think I'm just going to try this. Well, the thermometer is going to go at the top of line 12 on the center line. At the top of line 12 on the center line, it's 2 3/8. This is 1 3/16. I think I'm going to drop it down 1. One of my problems is let's get the saw working. Lop the end off that bar. Right, well, here's the shop as it sits now. Got the... Right, well, let's start the balls rolling. So what is Plan B? I know you've been dying to ask me. It's the good old-fashioned manual way. So last winter, while I was bored and while I was watching some YouTube videos, I created this out of a piece of angle iron and a piece of rod, the duplicate here, and you mount them in the vise. Separated by a short distance. And you take your angle iron and you put it in, and you start at one end. I may have to try and get this even closer. I may have to change camera locations. let's start. A little bit of bending. So already we've got a little bit of a bend in it. Not much, but you can see it. Well, I've still got the twist in it, but I've worked it out a little bit. And some of the curves are starting to resemble the way I plotted it. Certainly. Well, that's starting to look better. Right, well this is a test fit. Obviously it's not following all the lines. But the concept is good. And if I could clamp that down, which I can easily do. Lots of tweaking to be done. Well, I learned all sorts of things today about bending metal that I didn't want to learn. But I know that it's going to fit this pattern, and I will end the day with that. I'm just exhausted. I'm not even going to put my car back inside. Just can't even move. But it was fun.